Y'all know how it goes.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, welcome. This is hour 2 of Sundays with Shar, where I just kind of debrief. We talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm guessing you had something on your heart. I saw you in the comments in the last hour with Megan.
I was. Actually, first of all, I want to say she was very inspiring because it's like, as far as like the parenting and things like that, I'm a new parent. And I was a new parent like 2 years ago, but sometimes I still have my struggles like, oh my God, like, it's like, am I doing what's right? Like, if I don't fulfill this, would they feel like I'm a bad mother? You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Hmm.
kind of struggles like that. So I will be tuning in and getting some advice from her. Um, Another thing, number 45. It's just, it's just a stress. It's a stress just even saying that.
Yeah.
So we'll just pray that this too shall pass, and that's all I have on that.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Um, the WAP song.
Okay. What are your thoughts? I mean, oh, by the way, I need to ask, how old, you said you're a new parent.
Yes.
How old is your child?
Okay, so I have three children. We just had a 12-year-old yesterday, so her birthday was yesterday. So 12, 10, and 7.
Okay. Wow. That's a
Yeah.
lot to take on.
And I'm only 33 years young.
Okay. So you're a year older than me.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We got it together. We got it together. And you're just still adjusting. Yeah. Look, Megan, and then we're going to get back to WAP, but Megan really is someone who's just, I consider like a wealth of knowledge. She's fun. She's a fun girl.
Yeah.
So give her podcast a spin for sure. For
Okay,
sure.
okay, I will.
I listened to the latest episode, and like I said, I found it entertaining. And child, I'm nobody's parent legally, even though
You
I
know, I
insist
could
that
really
I
I could
insist that
really
they
agree with
call me
her.
auntie, but
Yeah.
some of them call me mother, and there's a lot of pressure with mother. You can call me Erin.
Right. Um, Even with that, I could relate to when she said I want an hour to myself. Like, what if I just close my door and just watch Judge Judy for an hour? What the heck
Yeah.
is the upset? Like so it's like little things like that. But I'm actually homeschooling, so it's actually like this whole quarantine just with my husband. First of all, we thought that, well, that we was going to be like a little bumpy, bump heady, bumping heads with each other. But really, it brought us closer. We had like few hiccups here and there, but we got through it. And I'm not trying to say that I'm happy that the COVID hit and all the wrong reasons, like killing people. But I'm happy that some of us, it took us, I always thought, and this might be a little off the wall, but I've always thought, like, what if the world just stopped? Like, what if we just all just
It
had a,
feels like it has
yeah,
with COVID.
like,
Yeah.
when can we all just take a break? Because, I look at New York and just how it goes, how it goes, how it goes. It's just like, would our world just ever stop? So it finally happened. And
Yeah.
I feel like it gave me time to think. It gave me time to prioritize, see things clear. 2020 is pretty much the year of vision. You got to see it for yourself. You got to see things clear. You got to see through the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I see it. So let's get to WAP.
Yeah. Yes.
um, yes. So WAP. I didn't really feel any type of way about it because when Cardi B had come out, everybody was rooting for her and all that energy. She was on a a, a very popular reality show, Love and
Yes,
Hip
love.
Hop.
She's like the people's champ. Cardi transcends anything, I feel like. Like there's white people that like her, there's black people that like her, there's old
Yeah.
people that like her, there's young people. Like she is really a transcendent superstar within rap. I was gonna say female
Yes.
rap, but just rap in general. And that's very rare to come across where you can just jump generations and jump, ethnicities as far as like your fan base. Like she's liked across the board for the most part.
Yeah. Well, I say, like you said earlier, Kim really opened up the door for everybody to be sexy and claim their lyrics. And I feel like with we already knew how Cardi was. I mean, hello, what was the movie that she starred in? Players?
Hustler. Hustler.
Hustlers. Okay, so it's just like, um, I don't know. Let's take our attention away from WAP and put it towards these Karens and criticize them.
Yeah, I feel like, well, you know, that there are different components that come into play where people have criticisms and you know, hot takes specifically reserved for Black women. That's just the way that the world turns. Like, we
Yeah.
cannot take away sexism and misogyny, and even more particularly how some people just target, like it's like a conditioning
Yeah.
where they target Black women and even from our own people. So I feel like that certainly plays a huge part into it because, like I said, it's not like either one of those women. Uh, it's not like their solo music is any different. So I didn't understand why
Exactly.
every day I was waking up to a think piece about WAP. Like, this was not something. This was not like the Clark sisters released a new single titled WAP. This was
Exactly. I
left
think they need to
field.
take. Feel like they need to take a step back and listen to Tina Snow. Listen to her album Tina Snow.
Yeah,
She's very raw. They can, I mean, they're just versatile. She could be raunchy. She could be classy. I mean, she said in her song Savage.
yeah.
I mean, she gave us a forewarning. And if some of us didn't get it, then that's just their damn problem. I enjoy the song. Somebody said the Clark sisters. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Tasha, like I told Megan, it's not like Tasha Cobbs and Kiki Shear came together and made WAP. This is not anything, this content, these lyrics are not anything left field for either one of these artists. So I
Right.
don't understand why everybody's panties or, you know, what is it called? What is it called? What is it called? I'm missing my joke. God damn it, my joke just fell flat. But I don't understand why everybody's panties are in a box. Oh, I was about to say panties or skid marked boxers are in in a bunch. I
From
don't
the
understand.
front and the back.
Yeah, so
Oh
it
my.
is it's interesting to watch unfold with everything. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like it. I listen to it, you know, in my air, in my little whatever. I can't think. It's just been a long day. Had a party, had a beer. Yeah.
so already already. Which, by the way, how have you been?
I have been awesome. I
Because I'm
cannot
just
complain.
now, you know, I didn't realize who you were
You
when you
didn't
first
know?
popped on. Now I see we went to college together
We
briefly.
did.
Yes, how have you been?
So I am married. It'll be 2 years
Hi,
to my
husband.
lovely husband.
Hi.
His name is Matthew. Just been a new homeowner. Our anniversary is actually next month on the 7th, on our baby
Congrats.
girl's birthday. So just really just been beating the odds, you know,
Yeah.
just staying afloat.
Yeah. I love to see it.
Yeah. It's been a
Love.
long time coming and I'm happy for the journey, you know. I'm a
Yes.
stronger woman. Um I feel like when I got my family, it really changed me.
Hmm.
And that's why I said I had related to Meg Scoop early a lot on that because, you know, I wasn't necessarily born in a one parent home, but I've had stepfathers, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of feels good. We actually co-parent with the other half, the other part.
Okay.
And we actually had a gathering for our oldest birthday yesterday, and it felt really good that everybody could come together. We could have fun. You know, it was just like, you know, it's no hard feelings. She brought her significant other. It's all love. And I'm,
Blessing. So
I've
especially
always wanted to
with
make a
co-parent.
difference. Yeah. And it's like, what, what other way, you know, to be an example for your children, you know?
Yeah. I love to see it, and I'm glad that you're doing well. I am going to let you go because we have another person queued up,
Thank you.
and you know, stay in touch. You
I
know, this is
will.
good. This is nice, and I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. Congratulations on everything, sis.
I want to say one thing on you. Well, several.
Okay.
Congratulations on your journey. Congratulations on your accomplishments. Congratulations on where you're going. Um, just congratulations. I'm so happy to see a sister in your position doing what you do. It
Thank you.
really, really helps. Thank you
Thank,
for being a voice. If
thank you.
nobody ever told you, pat yourself on the back, honey. Pat it. You
Thank you.
deserve it. Toot your own horn.
Oh, I am.
Give
I'm
it a
full in
toot.
my bag right now.
Give
So
it a toot toot.
oh, I'll give it a bell.
All right. Okay, I'll let the next person come on, but thank you for taking time for me.
Of course. Absolutely. Take care
Okay.
now.
All right, later.
All right. Bye bye. So we have, hold on now. Let's see. Adding the next person. 1099 Victoria. Waiting for her to come on, see what she's talking about. Where you at? Okay, well, maybe moment passed. Listen, that's okay. That is okay. Like I said, this is hour two. I had some things to talk to you all about anyway, which I mentioned on Twitter briefly. So, for starters, for those of you who do not know, I've been in California in LA for 6 years now, right? And so what happened was I was totally okay with being an Uber and Lyft girl. That was my ministry. My friends know this. Everyone knows this. And there was a news alert that I saw one day. I think it was like Thursday. I had come in from working out, well, just doing like some walking, but I walked because it was so hot outside. So I figured the more I sweat, the more I might lose. I don't know. But I had come in from working out, and as I was stripping down to get in the shower, I saw a news alert on local news on ABC 7 saying that Uber and Lyft might be leaving Los Angeles, might be leaving California as early as the 20th of this month, which is only a few days away. And so, because it's a pandemic, because I feel like a sitting duck, I live alone. Those of you who know I live alone. I don't have a lot of people like close to me who live close to me. And then on top of that, I don't want to be contingent on their services as far as like if I need to get to the grocery store, if I need to do things, I didn't want to have to be so dependent on their services. Plus, I've still been working from time to time. And as you know, this year is progressing, people are taking more and more safety precautions when it comes to like studios and stuff. So I got to thinking, I said, Shar said, And I said, what can I do about this? Because nothing about maybe calling a yellow cab at 5 a.m. is appealing to me if I have to be at a studio at like 9 a.m. because I didn't have a car. Well, let me tell you all how quickly, the universe and God conspire to just get you together. So this happened on Thursday, I want to say. Yesterday, which was Saturday, I am pleased to announce I purchased my first vehicle. Thank you, Dustin. By the way, I need to chat with you. I'm going to slide in your DMs. But yesterday I purchased my first car. So hello, as Kris Jenner would say, I mean, not Kris Jenner, this was Oprah. As Oprah would say, hello, let's celebrate that. So I call it a big girl purchase because it's my first time. Well, Ray, I was saying like yellow cab because if California gets rid of Uber and Lyft, what the hell am I going to use to get around? So my credit's my credit's decent, and I had enough in my account, and I took my ass down to the dealership and I purchased it's my first big girl purchase. I have not had a car since maybe 2011, 2012. And that's like when I was like in college. And, when I also had gotten back to Chicago from college, and everything after that, like I've depended on Uber and Lyft, especially when I first moved out here and friends and stuff. Like I wasn't tripping. I didn't feel a need to have a car, but now you girls can't tell me anything. No one in California, one of my friends pointed out yesterday, no one in California knows Shar on wheels. No one does. So mind your business and keep your eyes peeled. You never know where I might turn up. So I couldn't pass it up. I ended up getting a Prius because, hello, we have to be environmentally conscious and fiscally smart. Okay? I work as a freelancer now. A Prius, and I have not bought into the superficiality of LA where I need a G-Wagon or I need a Range Rover. Like those would be nice, but I don't feel like I need those. I feel like a Prius is right up my alley. It's practical. It's all black. I'm thinking about naming her Blackest King. And it's nice. So now I have a vehicle, my first big girl purchase. I'm like really out here adulting, living 1-bedroom apartment, fully furnished, got art up and stuff, and now I have a car. Oh my God, stepping into a new season. Yes, Prius is very, very LA. Um, Also, you know what I also did? You all know that I'm on a dating app. I mentioned this last week. I was very transparent. I just started dating again after years of not consciously dating, in that I went on dates. I've been going on dates, not now, but like last year, I went on a lot of different dates, but it wasn't conscious. This is like a conscious, like concerted effort to date and look for romantic partnership. It still feels weird to say, but that's the move right now. And what I have learned is that no one on the app that I am on, no one gives a damn about COVID-19 or social distancing. You should see some of the messages that some of these men sent me, or some of the propositions that they make me. One guy, the most wild message that I got this week was this guy that wrote me. We had connected, we had matched or whatever on the app, and he was attractive. I'm not going to even lie, but he was an asshole, which I guess in LA gives you license to be an asshole if you're like ridiculously attractive. And he wrote me and said, I'll give it a go. He was talking about this experience. You know, being with me is an experience. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I thought it was funny how casual and how almost callous. Like, what in the patriarchy is going on to make you think that you can write me, or what about me makes you think that my self-esteem, or that I'm thirsting enough for romantic interaction to let that be like a selling point? You know what I'm saying? Speaking of selling points, I got to bounce back to the car, because I went with one of my guy friends to the dealership. He went with me, and what I thought was odd, this is what I mean by when I say I want to smash the patriarchy, but certain parts of me still subscribe to it for survival. Because I didn't want, this was my first big girl purchase. I didn't want to go to this car dealership alone, not knowing what I was really doing. So I took one of my friends who's experienced in this type of stuff. Do you know that the car salesman, at first, he was like talking to me because, hello, I'm the one here to buy the car. But towards like the closing and some of the stuff, he was strictly addressing my friend. And I'm like, hello, like my friend isn't here to buy the car. Like, I'm on my full on independent woman stuff. Like, I'm buying this myself. Every other car that I've owned has been like a hand me down from my parents. This is like me with my own money, no cosign. Like, this is my finances on the line. And because of whatever implicit bias or whatever you got, whatever type of social conditioning you got, Mr. Car Salesman, you're addressing my friend who happens to be a man instead of me who's here to buy the damn car. What's that about? But I know what that's about. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. Hate it. But so yeah, back to this dating app. So the fun thing is, you all know I mentioned to you last Sunday that I will be speaking to the C-suite of a of a dating app on, I think, this upcoming Wednesday at 11 a.m. I will be on the Zoom and holding court with these CEOs and stuff, talking of this one specific app. And so in exchange, you know, to my compensation, I additionally get a free membership on this dating app. So I'm a bit excited because now I'll have two different dating apps to work from. And typically, you know, you get a different group of people on both. Like, I'm expecting a different caliber of people coming from this dating app that I'll be working with, because the app, I think you got to lay down some coin. Like, I've never explored it, but I think you got to pay. And you know, people are different when they got to pay. You know what I'm saying? Versus a free app. When you're shelling out a monthly subscription, come on now, y'all about to act like you know. You tend to take things a little bit more seriously. And actually, even speaking to Megan within that last hour and seeing how she and her fiance had this long distance relationship while Megan was living in Los Angeles and her fiance was living in Miami, and they just made it work and created this family and both decided to move to Atlanta. Like, I'm like, how did you do that? Megan is an attractive, ambitious woman when she was in these LA streets, for real, for real. Like, you know, that's my sis, but it's like, I mean, granted, in fairness, ain't nothing in LA. I don't want to think that way, but it's like, girl, you've ever been in a place, in a town for so long, you feel like you, I'm not saying what app it is. I'm not saying, I never reveal what apps I'm on. If you happen to see me, then you happen to see me, but I'm not saying what apps I'm on. You bet I give you all enough, don't I? Let me keep something to myself. Um, but no, so just the thought of that, because I always fantasize in my head and say that my man is on the East Coast. I've had a lot of men on the East Coast, and not Southeast per se, but like up in New York and things like that that have been in my face. But I think I'm going to end up with the man. Well, I don't know. I like men from the South a lot. I really do. I really do. And I don't know if that's my attachment to undergrad and some of the experiences that I had there, but I enjoy a man from the South. I just do. But I'm in no position to be extremely picky right now because I'm trying a different approach, y'all. I just want to be open and see what's out there. But I have to say it is very disheartening to see people on these apps. I get that people are horny and locked up and locked in, but I'm not coming over your place and you're not coming over mine. Not in a global health pandemic. No, ma'am. Not me. I'm not risking it to have a tickle in my throat once you leave. And that tickle in my throat could be a myriad of different things. You come on now, y'all know how these dating apps get down. And the way that I see it, which I know I said last week, is if you'll do it with me, you'll do it with her. That's just what I think. Because you have no I hate this word. I really hate this word because you internet people ruined it. But you have no loyalty to me. We're just on a dating app. Like, we're not dating exclusively. You're not my boyfriend. So if you're open to coming over my house and Netflix and chilling, if that's what it is, then you're willing to do that with any and everyone, especially because no clear language or clear boundaries is set. So if you, I'm open to going on dates though. Virtual dates, outside dates, parks and things like that. This is a weird time. This is a weird time. And I've also, because I've been so introspective, I have been, because I've been so introspective lately and just feeling good and looking good and enjoying my life, YOLO. Uh, I'm willing to do the work. I've been doing the work, but I'm willing to do even more of the work to try to really, really understand my wants and needs. You think you know your wants and needs until push comes to shove. And they're forever changing. Nothing is concrete. We're forever evolving beings. And so with us constantly evolving, our wants and needs constantly evolve. So, but just know the bar is on the floor. The bar is on the floor because the pickings are slim, especially if you like men. Oh my God, I envy those of you who are bisexual and pansexual. I envy that. I envy that because exclusively liking men is a particular, I opened it the wrong way, a particular type of hell. A particular type of hell. So, so also just to piggyback, because I ran out of time last week when I was talking about, finding someone to love you right where you are. I feel like I didn't have enough time to talk about that because I literally had 2 minutes left. But what I mean by that is I have been so reassured, and I told Megan this, I've told friends this. I really hate to sound dramatic, y'all, but I'm not joking when I say certain parts of me have died. Like, I don't know any type of other way. I don't know any other type of adjective, any type of other descriptor to describe what this summer has been like for me, what this emotional process has been like for me. But I'm not mourning the aspects of me that are gone because I'm enthusiastic about what's to come. Come on, somebody. I'm enthusiastic about what's to come. And when Megan in the last hour asked me, were there good components of me that went away or bad? I said, I've yet to determine. I've yet to determine. But I feel like what was no longer serving me doesn't exist anymore. And I can say that with full confidence, while also acknowledging that I'm human. I'm not a machine. I'm not a robot. Maybe there will be some backtracking. Maybe not. Maybe not. I have a new lease on life, you all. I really do. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was prayers answered from the divine. I don't know if it was the ancestors tapping in, but I literally felt like I went to bed one night feeling one way, and I woke up the next morning feeling like a new person, almost possessed, but not in a bad, creepy type way, but almost like I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, who is this girl? Who is she? Oh my gosh. I kind of recognize her, but she's new. She's new. It's been like a baptism without all of the ceremony of it all in the actual pool. Maybe a baptism by shower. But something has happened, and I have the wherewithal to acknowledge it. I just, yeah, oof. Travell, don't play with me, Travell, in these comments, because you see it'll start coming. Weeping may endure. That's real. That is real. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Woo. Don't play with me on this Sunday. I have no tissue near me. Okay, let me stop fanning because maybe they'll stop. But that is the truth. That's been the truth in my experience. You know, it's been radical, and that I feel it in ways that I haven't felt it before. You know. Oh my God, I need a Kleenex. Why did you do that, Travell? Why did you do that? Okay, maybe I'll be okay. Give me a second, guys. Oh my God, because that's true. I hate when I cry on camera. It's true. It's true. And just this journey of acknowledging that, but also, you know, God, I'm hot. You know, by the way, it's a heat wave going on in LA right now, and I don't have my air on because you wouldn't be able to hear me on this live if I did. So, so yeah. Woo. So I'm going to turn it on when I'm done with this because I feel the spirit, the presence. But yes, also piggybacking off of just finding, like I mentioned, Jade and Kia have a podcast titled Getting Grown, and they did an episode a few weeks ago. I believe the girl that was featured, her name was Blue, and Blue was talking about her weight loss journey and finding someone to love her, you know, well, not love her, but even just see her. And I don't want to take her words out of context. That's why I'm pushing you all to actually go listen to this episode of this podcast. And I feel like the things that have come into my life lately, within the past few weeks, even experiences that I've been having on dating apps, like I've met a few nice guys, like where it's been consistent. I haven't felt fetishized. I'm having these conversations like we won't meet, but you know, we can FaceTime. We can, but I feel like things have been placed in my life, and this is all going to be tied in, but I feel like certain things have been placed in my life, certain messages I've come across, certain media, certain podcasts, certain books, like these different channels of media that I feel like have been ordained, so to speak, like divinely ordained, in that not everything that I've come across is talking about transness. And matter of fact, most things that I've come across is not explicitly talking about transness, but it's been things that have given me pause enough where I can apply them to my own journey, if that makes sense. And so, like I said, I ran out of time last week, but basically what this woman was describing was not fully feeling like being seen, so to speak. Like one of her friends, I guess he was an artist, and he would draw like the people in the friend group. And when she asked why didn't he draw her, he said in so many words, like, oh, I'm waiting for you to complete your weight loss journey. Like everybody knew that she was on this journey. Like, I'm waiting on you to complete that, and then I'll draw you. And I don't think he meant harm in saying that, but there's a harm in that because she basically went on to say, I'm valid as is. I deserve to be seen as is. And so listening to that when I was in the grocery store weeks ago, it gave me pause. And I bring this up because that was one of my many aha moments as I was coming out of feeling like this funk that I was in. That was one of my aha moments that I was able to apply to my journey as far as just being seen right where you are, right as you are. And you deserve respect. You deserve worthiness. You deserve it all. You deserve it all. And when I say, I know that last week I mentioned like not in an attitudinal way, because I believe that we can constantly evolve up here. Like, don't be so stubborn up here that you don't allow your mind to be opened, if that makes sense. But as far as like things that we're working on in the physical sense, you got to meet me where I'm at. You got to meet me where I'm at. If you don't like me 20 pounds heavier or whatever, then you just don't like me. If you don't like me without certain possible like procedures and surgery, then you just don't like me. Don't double back. If and when I cross the finish line, don't double back now, because you need to keep that same energy. So it's just been, like I said, it's been like this matriculation of things that I've been able to apply to different aspects of my journey, not just specifically like the transness, because, that's only part of the pie. And I want people to understand that people actually have a huge, huge issue accepting that. For me, I'm not going to speak for all trans people, but for me, I don't want my career predicated on my transness. That is a piece of the Shar pie. That is not the whole Shar pie. It's not. I'm so much more than existing in the space in my transness, in that degree of my womanhood. And I feel like, with what I do, the line of work that I'm in, I constantly am pigeonholed. It's like that's all people can see. That's all I'm worthy of discussing and talking about. And it's like, no, I have a wealth of experiences, a lot of which don't have anything to do with me being trans, but of course, being trans affects the way in which the experience happens. Most of them, really. So, yeah, I can't believe I cried on camera. That damn Travell, why would you do that to me? But that is really, you all, that's really what's been going on. And like I said, I struggle articulating it. I really do. I struggle articulating the feeling that I have right now, because you couldn't have told me that this is where I'd be emotionally, at least. You couldn't have told me that 30 days ago. You couldn't have told me that 60 days ago. I really do. I'm just in a different headspace, and I know I feel like a new bitch. For lack of better terms. I feel, and you know what feels good about it is I'm not depending on outside influences or outside sources to affirm that, because I just know it. If that makes sense, I just know it. I don't need those affirmations that I might have relied on a year ago, because that's what this year has done to me. This year has told us all up, just in different ways. And this year has body slammed me, okay? She has told me up. But in the midst of it all, even within my complaints, I'm like, okay, God knows my heart. Because I have complaints. I'm human. And I think also within this journey, and also within the larger context of this conversation, I've been working on being nicer to myself. I was horrible to myself. I've talked to you all about that a million and one times. And I know I'm not the only one that suffers from that. Like they say we're our worst critics. Baby, that was putting it lightly for me, okay? So being nicer to myself, and I didn't realize how much I struggled with giving myself the grace of humanity. I struggled with that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was raised by 2 earth signs. I'm an earth sign. Me and my parents make up the 3 earth signs, okay? So Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So I don't know. And then I'm the oldest of my siblings. So I don't know if was like a conditioning, like this whole like, there's no room for mistakes, Like there's no room for mistakes. I feel like that is what I was, and my parents didn't mean any harm. They're figuring it out just as I'm figuring it out now. At the time, I'm 32. My mom had a 2-year-old at my age, My father was 37. They're 5 years apart. So they were figuring this all out, and bringing their own experiences to the table, because isn't that what all of our parents do? They bring their experiences to the table. That's what dictates how you're raised, the manner in which you're raised. And so yeah, it's just been unlearning a lot of stuff, y'all, a lot of stuff. And I've been reading a lot of books. I also feel like I was telling you, with those like divine steps, or those little like hints that were dropped, those little gems that were dropped as these weeks have been going on. I read The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, where every character in that book, this is no spoiler, but every character in that book had a vanishing half that I was able to relate. And there's a trans character in the book. I won't tell you who, just in case you want to read it. But I guess that is a spoiler, letting you know. I went into that not knowing that there was a trans character in the book. But every character, cis, trans, Black, white, otherwise, has a vanishing half. And I think that speaks to all of us have a vanishing half. It's a novel, by the way. You should check it out if you haven't already. It's called The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. It's a great book. So that was one of those things, and watching these characters unfold and watching this story unfold and seeing how people were dealing with certain things, I was like, I was able to apply it to certain instances in my life. So it's been these, like I said, these little gems. And if you pay attention to your life, and this isn't me being preachy teachy, but if you really just sit back and sometimes just let life, relinquish control, just let life do its thing. And if you really want, at one point in time this summer, I felt like this life had shown me all that it was going to show me. And I don't mean that necessarily in a doom and gloom way, but I lost hope. I really did lose hope. And so what I find so odd about just letting life is that I didn't go into anything intentionally. I didn't go into anything, like I did not intentionally say, I want to do better, I want to be better, which is what normal, quote unquote, normal people do, right? I'm saying this is how I talk to myself. Normal people intentionally, they make a conscious decision. I want more for myself. I was burnt out. So I was not speaking affirmatively. I was not speaking, I was not speaking in terms of consciously wanting more for myself. It just happened. It just happened. And it did not necessarily happen in the way that I thought it would happen. But I'm in the best mental state that I've been in maybe 2 years. I'm not going to even joke. I'm not going to even lie. And it wasn't, like I said, that's what floors me. It wasn't something that was conscious. It just happened. And I had to shed a lot of dead weight. I had to redefine some things. I had to put some boundaries on some things with some people in order for us to survive. Because, not everybody's gonna survive with you in this journey. So I had to prioritize me because I have no obligation to anyone else in that context. I'm here alone, okay? And I don't owe you nothing. Okay, now we can have a conversation, but if me owing you anything comes, in sacrifice of my well-being or my mental state, you gotta go. You gotta go. I'm gonna always choose me. And I don't care how you all feel about it. I'm gonna always choose me. Because you know what? People that I've dealt with, friends and otherwise, they always choose them. I'm not saying that makes it right, but I'm just saying. I'm not going to continuously be the sacrificial lamb in a lot of these interactions. Not anymore. Mm-mm. I know that's right, Ryan. So yeah, like I said, I don't want to beat a dead horse. I'm hot. I turned the air off. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I really did want to come to you all. And I really did hour two to really kind of joke about how everyone on dating apps is ignoring social distancing and being irresponsible. That's why I really came here. And just to fill you all in on everything. Like, I can't believe I got a car. That's another thing. That wasn't an intentional choice. It just was, it's literally something that happened. I didn't intend to get a car. I was fine Uber and Lyfting. I really was. But now I can do what I want to when I want to do it. And I feel like it's also going to help with keeping me on task. Like, you all know that I've been on lockdown for real. But with Uber and Lyft, you have to have a destination to go to. Now, if I just want to burn half a tank of gas driving around, I can do that with no destination other than coming back home. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm in a really good place right now. I literally have no worries. I have no worries. And that's not to say worries won't come. You see, I feel like I'm framing this conversation in particular ways because it's like I still have to give myself the grace of being a human. I am not a machine. I am not superhuman. Certain things will not evade me. Certain emotions will come back. Certain feelings will come back. But you know what? We're going to bask in the right now. That's what we're going to do. I have a question. So, have people tried to make you feel guilty for choosing yourself? Yes. And it hasn't been a direct guilt, right? It's been indirect guilt. I feel like there have been people that have, I feel like I've been able to see through a lot of things. And that's because I feel constantly, right now, where I am right now, I feel constantly tapped into the source that is. And like I said, I don't want to sound dramatic, but I don't care if I sound dramatic. This is how I feel. I feel innately tapped in. into the creator, into like, I don't feel like I've stepped out of that space. So when I have been tempted, when I have had people, you know, come in my life or come back in my life or, you know, communicate with me where I don't feel like it's, where I feel like there might be something behind it, I feel like I see through it. And when I see through it, that allows me to not play into it or play into it in the ways in which they might expect me to, in the ways in which Shar 6 months ago might have played into it. And I always feel good. Well, not always, but I don't second guess myself anymore. I don't know if that came with me moving to LA, or I don't know if that came with just adulting, because I never used to second guess myself. If I were to go back and talk to 17-year-old Shar, please. That little bitch was so headstrong. But now I feel like I'm getting back to that place. Subconsciously getting back to that place. Like I said, none of this has been intentional. Even though now I think I'm going to up the ante in my train of thinking and make things intentional. Make intentional decisions. You know, Solange, that was actually my theme. So what's funny is, you know, my birthday is on the second day of January. And my theme for this year for my birthday dinner was do nothing without intention, which I got from like the Solange album, the little interlude that she put on, her recent one. And so it's like, I want to make more intentional decisions while all the time prioritizing myself and my friends. I love my friends. I love my family, which is a new term that I've learned. Because I'm the only one out here out of all my cousins and aunts and uncles. And like, I'm the furthest west out of the Jossells. So I'm blessed to have, you know, a family out in Los Angeles, because I would not be able to survive without them. I truly would not be able to survive. So that's just where I'm at right now. And that has been, for me, I know that 2020 has its foot on all of our necks, but for me, that has been my saving grace, is coming out with this greater understanding of this year. Because I would not have been given this gift had this year not happened. So it's also been a reframing in the way that I look at this year. Yes, it sucks. Yes, those damn masks suck. Yes, social distancing sucks. But in this little 1-bedroom apartment, Shar has gone through a spiritual awakening, and not at my own accord, not anything consciously. It has just happened. I have cried so many tears in here, y'all. I could fill up a small swimming pool. I have prayed. I have been in pain. I have been in agony. I have been, things have gotten really ugly in here. Things have gotten really, really ugly in here. And so that's what I mean when I say I feel like parts of me have died, and not consciously. I keep having to emphasize that, because I just let life. I just let life. I saw things I imagined as an act of manifestation. I agree, Ray. I agree. And so with that being said, I am being intentional on this new romantic conquest. Now, with that being said, you all, I have not, I have a few guys that I've been talking to, that I've just been talking to, but no real prospects. And I can say that with full confidence, because my level of expectation is not impossible. But if you're going to do it, why not get what you feel you deserve? If you're going to do it, why half-ass it? You might as well fully commit. And I don't feel like I'm being unreasonable in some of my requirements from some of these men. It's just that men, I don't know if you all saw the meme that I posted on my story earlier this week. It blew my head off. Like how all men benefit from the actions of violent men. All of them do. Because what it does, in so many words, is it makes the bar even lower. It makes the bar even lower. So now we're all, those of us who are attracted to men, we're all impressed at the nothingness. You don't bring anything to the table, but you inherently benefit from the actions of trash men. And it strokes your little ego or whatever. So, yes, Ray said he's cried so much he could fill up, you know, that room B was in Lemonade before Hold Up. Yeah. See, everybody saying you didn't think about it that way. I didn't either. That literally, that woke me up. That woke me up. And so, yeah, like I said, if I'm going to intentionally date, if I'm going to be out here intentionally looking for someone to give my time and my love to, I might as well go after what I want. And I realized that, like, y'all, it's bad out here. The pickings are slim. The pickings are slim. The bar is literally on the floor. But I realized that that inherently goes with a lot of people not loving themselves. A lot of people don't even like themselves. And this quarantine has shown a lot of people they can't even sit alone. You don't even enjoy your own company. So what makes you think that someone else will? So I hope that whether you intentionally are seeking the work or whether the work just, slaps you like a Mack truck, that you're doing the work. And journaling has also helped me. You all know that I'm a big journaler, so it's provided a lot of introspection for me. I don't go back and read. I do not go back and read because a lot of pain is on those pages. A lot of pain is on those pages, and I don't want to tap into anything that might wake up a sleeping giant or wake up a sleeping. I'm good where I'm at, and I've been consistently good. I've been consistently good, and so yeah, like I said, I'm grateful for my support team. I'm grateful for my friends, my family, my colleagues that I talk to. I'm grateful for books. No, I'm grateful for documentaries. I'm grateful for these conversations because we're all just trying to figure it out. And whether you believe it or not, I'm soaking in everything like a sponge, but I'm being more choosy about what I soak in, because that's what also was contributing to me not feeling well. Is, as a news girl, I'm inundated with statistics. I'm inundated with people on Twitter reminding me of my mortality every day, reminding me of the life expectancy of a Black trans, like every day, combined with, the issues of just being a Black woman or being a Black person, and the Karen videos and Trump, and it just became too much. And so now I just do what I want to do. I post what I want to post. I don't feel so much of a social obligation to be on the front lines posting articles, all day and kind of like giving these hot takes and leading these conversations. No, I'll do that again when I'm paid to do it. I won't spend my leisure time in this damn pandemic doing it, even though I still feel like I have a social responsibility as someone who's visible and a journalist and a personality, but I'm doing things on my own terms, and I don't care who doesn't like it. I really don't. I'm doing things on my own terms because this is all about self-preservation. That is, we're in the home stretch. I'm all about self-preservation. I'm no good to you if you know how they say you can't pour from an empty cup? I'm no good to you if I'm working on fumes. I'm no good to you. So, but yes, that's just where I'm at with it. I'm in a weird place, but it's a good place. And I say weird, not in a bad way. I say weird in that I'm optimistic for the next moment. I'm optimistic for the next day. Things are beautiful right now. Things feel cute. Things feel cute. I'm not in a rut. So I'm going to celebrate not being in a rut, because most of my adult life has been me being in a rut, because we can all admit adulting is not fun. It's not nearly as fun as the damn movies made it seem. It's not nearly as fun. Even if you have all the access, and it's just not fun. So, I don't know what I don't know what else. I got 6 minutes left, so I'm gonna keep talking, but this is just where I'm at in my life right now. And that's my prayer to all of you all watching, all of you all who will watch. I pray that things happen for you like they did for me. And that's not me coming to you, like I said, in a preachy teachy finger wagging type place, because I don't feel like this evolved being, looking down at everyone. What I mean when I say I hope that things come to you like they came to me, I mean that in the context of how I was not looking, but certain things that I came across, like I said, certain media mediums, books, podcasts, television shows, things were coming to me and they didn't directly relate to my situation, but I was able to take from them and apply it to my situation. I hope I'm making sense with that. Like when I was listening to Jade and Kia's podcast and the woman was talking about her weight loss journey, I was in the grocery store listening to that. And when she talked about being deemed worthy, right as I am, right in this moment, I had a moment of pause in the grocery store. Like I literally stood there because it just hit me. It was like a light switch went off. So I pray that things like that happen to you all, where you get little Easter eggs from God, from the divine, from the universe, that kind of either affirm you or kind of shake you, grab you by the shoulders and shakes you, where you got to say, hold now, wait a minute now. And then it gives you a moment of pause to really reflect and determine, what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you, at least in that moment. I can tell you right now, I feel like the baddest bitch on the block, and no one's going to take that away from me. And I'm sipping from my own Kool-Aid. I'm accepting compliments. People give me compliments. I used to be horrible at accepting compliments. I used to cringe. Now I'm standing in that shit. Thank you. Thank you. Shar, you're this, you're that. I love this about. Thank you. Thank you. I do too. You got to get your Whitney Houston on. That's how Whitney handled compliments. I see it too. Thank you. Thank you. So, a true Leo, Whitney Houston. I'm just standing in that, and I'm trying things just differently. And right now, this is working for me. And we'll see where it goes from here. But I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready for some new beginnings. And hopefully, with my car comes some new beginnings. Like I said, I'm very excited. It's parked. I was just out there playing with some stuff last night. Because I did a social distancing birthday party for my friend last night. I went to his house. It was just 6 of us there. And we had a great time. But you know what the irony was? There's no parking at his house. So he was like, you got to Uber. And I was like, damn, because I was ready to drive. I was ready to drive, but I ended up Ubering. And so, okay, so Ray just posted the information in the comments, so I'll repeat it. So the episode of Getting Grown I was talking about is titled Get Me Bodied, and it's featuring Blue Tulumsa. Check it out. Check it out. I thought that it was so well done, and like I said, I was able to apply a lot of what she said. It resonated with me, and it might not resonate with you, but it's worth a listen. So yes, that's just, I feel like a new girl now, and I feel open. I'm open. Because like I said, what I was doing, I felt like no longer serves me, and unlearning a lot of conditioning. That I've been out here dating. I always tell people I've been in these streets, but not really in the streets, but I've been out here, I'll say, interacting with men folks since I was 14, and just unlearning the conditioning of being a secret. That takes work. That takes work. The conditioning of not being loved out loud, that takes work. That's like the last 15, 16 years of my life, where I felt like I was getting my life because I'm laying with the most sickening piece of trade type thing. And I'm being respected behind closed doors, but it's a load of crap. It's a load of crap. And that's not to say that I wasn't doing things in public with guys and things like that, because I was, but as far as like being loved out loud type thing. And I don't even mean like all up and down Instagram, because I'm not one of those type people. But yeah, it's just, we got to unlearn, even just with understanding that typically if a man comes in my life and shows me any degree of vulnerability, I'm ready to throw everything at him. Like, I'm ready to love him, but that's in direct relation to my relationship with my father. My father's like this stoic brick wall where I never got any emotion out of him. Still don't. Love my dad, but that's a conditioning. So that in turn, and men know how to emotionally manipulate and weaponize things. And so in turn, it's like any man that has shown me any type of vulnerability, I'm like, oh my God, let's go ring shopping. But just being cognizant of certain, like I said, behavior, certain things that go into, we should all interrogate why we do the things that we do. That's what's really going to unlock a different level of consciousness. If you interrogate why you do the things that you do, why you might perform femininity or masculinity in the way that you do, why do you go after the people that you date in the way that you do? When you really step back and examine, I was going to say examine. When you examine these things, it challenges you. And a lot of people don't do it because it is uncomfortable. It's not fun. But when you try to get to the root, it unlocks a different level of consciousness where now you can consciously navigate the world differently. Titi says, I remember when I made the conscious decision in college to stop dealing with DL men. I feel you on so many different, yeah, I'm not, and I stopped dealing with DL men long time ago. Oh my gosh, long time ago. But still, it's like it's so easy to fall into some of those DL traps, so to speak. Like he's not DL, but he's also not loving me out loud. Like he hasn't explicitly said like, yeah, you know, X, Y, and Z, but your actions, I'm starting to see things. I'm starting to see red flags. And you know, sometimes red flags can look like Six Flags. That's what my friend Pierre always says. Because they can. They really, sometimes red flags look like Six Flags, but you know what you signed up for. You know what you signed up for. So yeah, we'll see what comes from this. Like I said, I'm not holding my breath when it comes to dating, but I'm intentionally out here just seeing, you know, I don't feel like I need someone, but it would be nice to have someone. I also feel the need to explicitly say this because, you know, I got my Instagram in my bio on the dating apps, and I don't know who be coming looking at my stuff. But I mean what I say, and I know that a lot comes with that because I'm a Black woman. I'm ambitious. Like there's a lot that threatens the male ego when it comes to dating abroad like me. A lot. I have an opinion. I'm not silent. I'm not docile. You know, and so whether you're cisgender or transgender, it's a lot. It's like liking men is really political. It really is. Very rare that you find a man, especially like I said, if you're ambitious, if you're Black, if you're confident. It's very rare to find a man of any ethnicity to sign up for that. Anyone. It's very, very rare. Very, very rare because we live in a patriarchal society that likes things in a certain way, likes things in a certain order. And we've all been socialized and conditioned as to, I'm sure you all have seen, I've seen women, girlfriends of mine even dumb themselves down for men. You know, it won't be me though. So I guess because I'm a very special type of girl, it's going to take a very special type of man. But I'm also not hard to like. I'm also not hard to like or love. But I know, listen, a lot comes. I'm not turning down my transness. I'm not turning down my Blackness. And I'm not turning down my womanness. All three show up at the same time. There is no you this before you this. And no, 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 no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You mean all three of those components, among other, but you mean all three of those components full. You got a full front row seat. I'm not muting anything. So, yeah. Oh, hi, Thomas. I saw, I was just live with Megan on the last hour and we talked about you with the Being Mary Jane. Thomas is on P Valley and he was also Cuddy Buddy on Being Mary Jane. So, but anyway, I have 2 minutes left, so I'm just going to wind this down. I can't believe I talked for this long, but you know, shout out to my guest that I had earlier. That was fun. And if you have not checked out Megan's episode, it is up, it is available, it is streaming. And next week, I'm going to have a different guest. Like I said, this was a 10 episode thingy thing. And so I think I'm going to end, I think I got 5 more episodes left, I think. And then I'll still do these with you all. They just won't be every Sunday. I'll pop in when I want to pop in, you know? I don't think I'm going to do an hour 3, Anthony. I really need to wet my whistle. I need to eat something. I need to relax. These lights are hot. I'm ready to turn my AC back on. So, yeah. God, I was really transparent on here today. Travell got me to cry. I'm so mad that I cried. I really am so mad that I cried. But you all, I told you. Step out your, what's the lyric? Stream bigger. That's all. Stream bigger on the gift for clear skin. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm going to let you all go. Enjoy your Sunday. We got, what's the show? Shoot, 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 shoot. Lovecraft Country or County. What is it? Lovecraft Country? The Shy, P Valley, and Potomac. All lined up for me today. I wonder what I'm going to have to eat. I need a good snack. But anyway, love you all. Thanks for tuning in. And we will talk next Sunday. Bye. I'm going to let it run out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,